Hey, this is Tony here with Salt Strong, and in this video I just want to quickly show you the difference between the trout eye jig heads and the redfish eye jig heads that are made by Z-Man. Now, if you were like me, I was a little confused when these first came out. I saw a lot of people using the trout eye jig heads, and I figured the redfish eye was the same, except the eye was a little different size, but it turned out the redfish eye jig heads had the much longer hook shank on there, which is more suited for larger soft plastics in that 5 to 6 inch range. And the trout eye jig heads have that shorter hook shank, which is more ideal for baits in that 2, 3 to 4 inch size range. So the trout eye jig heads seem to be more universal. I prefer these over the redfish eye jig heads just because most of the baits that I use are in that 3 to 5 inch range, which works really well with the trout eye jig heads. So that is really the big difference, is the hook shank length. As you can see, the redfish eye jig head, from the base of the head where your lure would sit to the curve of the hook is just shy of 2 inches. It's about 1 3/4 inches long. And then the trout eye jig head, it's about 1 inch to 1 1/4 inches long, as far as from the base of the head to the curve of the hook. So the shank of the hook is different from the redfish eye to the trout eye, and also the actual size of the eye on the jig head is different. The redfish eye jig head has a much smaller eye than the trout eye jig head, as you can see there. However, the size of the eye does not change when the weight of the jig head changes. So if you go with a heavier jig head, the size of the eye is going to stay the same. If you go lighter, the size of the eye is going to stay the same. The only thing that differs is how much lead is on there. So again, that's the biggest difference between the redfish eye jig head and the trout eye jig head. Now, we actually started carrying the trout eye jig heads on the shop page at shop.saltstrong.com, just in case you are trying to find some to purchase. We do have them there and you can check them out. So that will wrap up this video on the difference between the redfish eye jig head and the trout eye jig head, which is made by Z-Man. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.